Hi there and welcome to this video from Squeezed Lemon Studio. In this video we will be looking at the GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black Edition. Do you like extreme sports and do you want to capture your greatest achievements? Or do you like the ability to film underwater? Or do you just like the idea of being able to film almost everything from almost every position? Then an action cam is your best choice. Released in 2013, the Hero 3 Plus is getting a little older, but it's still one of the most popular action cams today. And with the release of the new Hero 4 a few months ago, prices might be dropping soon on this cam. In this video we will be talking about the Hero 3 Plus Black Edition. The difference between the Black Edition and the Silver Edition can be found in frame rates, technical specs and this wonderful remote control. The GoPro comes in a fancy case and with some accessories. You get a few sticky mounts for mounting the camera on a helmet or a flat surface, but any other mounts must be purchased separately. I, for example, bought a chest mount for using the camera on your body. A review of this chest mount can be found on our YouTube channel very soon. Apart from the mounts, you get the camera, a battery, a waterproof casing, some cables and a remote control. And the best of all, you get these fancy stickers. Who wouldn't like those? The GoPro Hero 3 Plus is really small. In fact, it's so small that it's exactly as wide as an iPhone 5S. I bet you always wanted to know that. But if you're more of a metrics kind of guy, that means it's 5.9 cm wide, or 2.3 inches for that matter. The GoPro itself looks the same as the older Hero 3, apart from the plus behind the 3, and is not really smaller. The waterproof case is though. GoPro claims it's actually 20% smaller. The camera still has only 3 buttons, one to cycle through the menu, one to select the option you want and a third one for all the Wi-Fi options. It takes some getting used to, but then it's a very simple way to find the option you want, and it has a lot of options. In the first menu you get video, photo, burst photo and a time-lapse option. Video and photo are pretty straightforward. Select this option and you can start recording video or take a picture. Burst photo means you get to take a maximum of 30 pictures in 1 second. And time-lapse is pretty obvious, you can make pictures at any interval you choose. The fifth option is the settings menu. Here you can adjust all the settings for recording video or the different modes of taking pictures. The resolution and the frame rates that you can choose for video are too much to summarize. The most useful are 1080p at 50 or 60 frames and 720p at 100 or 120 frames. However, you can shoot in 4K, but only with 12 or 15 frames a second. You can also choose the field of view. One of the most important features of any GoPro is the great field of view. On the Hero 3 you get a maximum angle of 170 degrees, but this one has an option called Superview. It makes for an even bigger field of view, but if you don't need so much of the horizon in your images, then you can also select a medium or even a small field of view. Auto low light is also featured on this GoPro. By selecting it, the camera will automatically adjust the frame rate to counter shifting lighting conditions. That also means that your choice of frame rates will be limited by turning this option on. You get some more capture options deeper in the menu. You can select Protune, which means the GoPro will be filming with in-camera sharpening off and with a lot less contrast than normally. The images that you get are worse than without Protune on, but they make for better post-production. When graded and sharpened correctly, Protune images are much better than the standard images, especially in high contrast footage where details get lost in shadowy areas. Apart from Protune, you can select filming upside down if you accidentally mounted the camera the wrong way up. And with Protune on you can select the white balance. You also get to select NTSC or PAL video format and a lot of other options and features. That all sounds great and I'm sure I did even forget some of the features. But I won't bore you with more of the specs. Now you might ask, does it have no drawbacks at all? Well, it does have some minor problems. A well-known disadvantage is the limited battery life, which I have not much of a problem with myself. When testing the camera I didn't really have problems with the battery life, but it is advisable to take some backup batteries with you if you want to record for most part of the day. Another disadvantage is not having a LCD on the back, so you can't see what you're filming. Luckily you can go around that by using the GoPro app on your mobile phone. It allows you to connect your mobile phone to the GoPro, making it possible to see what you're filming or start or stop recording. The use of Wi-Fi does make the battery deplete even faster, of course. On older GoPros, the delay that you got with Wi-Fi was a pain in the but with this one the delay between your GoPro and the images that you get to see on your phone is reduced. Still, there is some delay and it depends on the distance between the GoPro and your phone exactly how much, but I find the delay acceptable, considering that I would mostly use it to check whether or not the camera is mounted in the right angle. I don't need a faster connection. With the Black Edition you also get a remote control. It has the same buttons as the camera itself and works the same as well. You can connect it the same way as your mobile phone, and the remote control can be attached to your sleeve or belt, so you don't need to take the GoPro off your helmet to make changes to the settings, for example. I've had this GoPro for a few months now and I've tested several different features. What I noticed is that the image quality is excellent at times, but sometimes it seems to be worse than at other moments. Still, the overall quality is excellent, even in low light circumstances. The camera is nice in its use, it's easy to set up, and the waterproof casing makes it almost indestructible. Also, the Protune footage sounds nice for the more experienced user, but I found that the footage is quite hard to process. It's difficult to get the images looking better than the normal images. It makes the Protune mode something for professionals only. The battery has already been mentioned, and as I said, I don't really mind the relatively short battery life. What is a slight annoyance, however, is the fact that the battery indicator malfunctions quite a bit at times. Sometimes it indicates a full battery, only to say that it's almost empty a few minutes later. A few minutes after that it indicates an almost full battery. But those are just minor problems, and overall the camera works just fine. To show you some of the possibilities, we've made a quick montage of footage from the GoPro. I have spoken about some cons, but this camera has mostly just pros. It is the best action cam around if you don't consider the successor, and the image quality and the options that you get are great. A waterproof casing, more than 1000 different available mounts, and your options are limitless. Cons are the short battery life, the lack of an LCD on the back, and maybe the Protune footage, but as said, with the release of the GoPro 4 it's also a good possibility that the prices will drop soon, making this a good option for action heroes on a budget.